As of late 2025, CMMC compliance stopped being a future concern for defense contractors. It's law, it's enforced, and contracts are already on the line. Someone has to formally verify whether these organizations meet the standard, and that's the Certified CMMC Assessor credential from Cyber AB. It's the authorization required to conduct official CMMC Level 2 assessments. This session covers real exam-style questions built around the actual assessment process. Let's get into it. Question No. 1. A cloud-native OSC uses a vendor's FedRAMP moderate authorized cloud environment for all aspects of their CUI. Needs identity, email, file storage, office suite, etc., as well as the vendor's locally installable applications. The OSC properly configured the vendor's cloud-based SIEM system to monitor all aspects of the cloud environment. The OSC's SSP documents SI L2O- 3.14.7 identify unauthorized use, defining authorized use, and referencing procedures for identifying unauthorized use. How should the certified assessor score this practice? A. Not met because logs from physical infrastructure are not captured by the SIM. B. Not met because locally installable applications from a cloud-native environment are not allowed. C. Met because being cloud-native is a great way to contain risk to a vendor's environment. D. Met because the cloud SIEM is configured to monitor all of the vendor's cloud environment. Correct answer. D. MET because the cloud SIEM is configured to monitor all of the vendor's cloud environment. Explanation. SI L2O- 3.147 requires the OSC to identify unauthorized use of organizational systems. The OSC meets this requirement by configuring the FedRAMP moderate provider's SIEM to monitor their entire cloud environment where CUI is processed. Extract. Organizations must employ monitoring mechanisms to detect unauthorized use of information systems. Cloud-native environments with FedRAMP authorized monitoring meet the requirement when properly configured and documented. Thus, the practice is met because the SIEM covers the cloud environment. Question No. 2. While examining controls on the use of portable storage devices, an assessor conducts an interview with a mid-level internal system administrator. The administrator describes the process to check out portable storage devices, which includes a user emailing IT staff directly, verifying that the media classification label matches the data classification, and limiting use of the device to a specified external system. What is a missing element for the assessment of AC? L2O- 3.121. Portable storage use. A. Method of destruction of portable storage devices. B. Recorded management authorization for the use of portable storage devices. C. D. A directory of personnel background checks to be consulted prior to device checkout. Correct answer. B. Recorded management authorization for the use of portable storage devices. Explanation. AC L2O- 3.121 requires that the use of portable storage devices be restricted and explicitly authorized. The described process covers labeling and limiting use, but does not include documented management authorization. Extract. Restrict the use of portable storage devices on external systems. Authorization for use must be formally documented and approved by management. Thus, the missing element is recorded management authorization. Question No. 3. The OSC prints out documents it receives via email that are marked as CUI according to MPL 2O- 3.84. Media markings. What should the assessor expect to see on the printouts? A. A red stamp that states the document contains CUI BC. The original markings that were on the document emailed to the OSC. D. The original markings from the document and a distribution list with limitations. Correct answer. C. The original markings that were on the document emailed to the OSC explanation. MP L2- 3.8. 4 requires that CUI markings follow the media, meaning when electronic documents are printed, the original markings must carry over to the hard copy. Distribution lists or colored stamps are not specifically required. Extract. Mark media containing CUI with the CUI designation indicators as required. When converting CUI from one medium to another, the original markings must be retained. Thus, the assessor should expect to see the original markings carried onto the printouts. Question 04. An assessor is trying to determine if an OSE performs scans of their information system and real-time scans of files from external sources as files are downloaded or executed. Which evidence is least likely to help this assessor? A. System configuration settings. B. System information and integrity policy. C. Alerts from the antivirus software. D. Interviews with personnel with configuration management responsibility. Correct answer, B. System information and integrity policy explanation to verify scanning, such as antivirus and file integrity functions. The strongest evidence includes system configurations, AV alerts, logs, and interviews with technical staff. A policy document, System Information and Integrity Policy, provides intent but not actual implementation proof, making it the least helpful. Extract policies provide documented intent, but assessors must validate actual implementation through configuration reviews, alerts, logs, and personnel interviews. Thus, the policy alone is the least useful evidence for confirming scans are actually performed. Question 05. An OSC processes data in its own data center. The data center includes a very early smoke detection apparatus, VESDA. The apparatus only captures log information from its sensors around the data center. It is not intended nor capable of processing CUI. The VESDA is on a separate VLAN and is in a separate locked room in the data center. Should the assessor agree that the VESDA is out of scope? A. Yes. The VESDA is physically and logically separated from the other data center equipment, and it is not intended nor capable of processing CUI. B. No. Even though the sensors are out of scope, the VESDA could provide access to the outside network if sensors were misused, and CUI could be exfiltrated. C. No. Even though the VESDA controller is in a locked room and on a separate VLAN, the VESDA is an essential security function as an early warning system. Yes, the VESDA serves a non-data processing purpose and is only connected to sensors. Sensors are out of scope, so the VESDA is out of scope. Correct answer? A. To create new content based on learned patterns. Explanation. The CMMC scoping guidance allows assets to be classified as out of scope if they are physically, logically isolated, and they cannot process, store, or transmit CUI. Extract. Out-of-scope assets are those that cannot process, store, or transmit CUI and are physically or logically separated from CUI assets. The VESDA system only monitors environmental conditions and does not interact with CUI. Its segregation supports an out-of-scope classification. Every defense contractor handling sensitive data now needs to pass a CMMC assessment, and someone qualified has to run it. Earning this certification proves you can execute the full CMMC assessment process, start to finish. Evaluate evidence against Level 2 security requirements. Ground your findings in NIST standards and DoD governance. Hold the ethical line the role demands. This isn't a certification you pass on instinct. CertBoosters practice questions are built around the real assessment methodology, not guesswork. Links in the description. Step into a role the defense industry urgently needs filled.